Hey, good morning, everybody. I've been AWOL for the past couple weeks because of being in Israel, but I wanted to give my little Parsha installment for today. So, in this week's Torah portion, we read the very, very sad and terribly tragic story of Joseph and his brothers and the terrible estrangement that they experience, and how Joseph just incurred his brother's wrath, anger, jealousy, resentment, and all of that. And it really ends very sadly. And it's very interesting, the language that the Torah uses when Joseph's brothers become jealous of him, and he's got his coat of many colors, and he has these dreams that he's going to be their, monarch. And they feel so many emotions: hatred, anger, resentment, and jealousy. And the Torah says 4 Hebrew words: Lo yochlu dabro l'shalom. They could not speak to him peacefully. And they never actually talk about their feelings. They don't have a conversation about what happened, about the coat of many colors, and about how the dreams made them feel. They just really get very hostile and aggressive towards him, and they start talking to him sarcastically and rudely, and everything devolves from there. And it kind of is really relevant to us and our relationships and all the things that we go through in our lives, and all the times that we have our feelings hurt. We don't like the way other people are treating us. We don't like the way other people are perhaps getting favored, and yet do we talk it through with them? Do we approach them? Do we use peace-bringing language, or do we just avoid the situation or get hostile and sarcastic and don't really take any steps to make a reconciliation or to make it better? We all have things that are really hard for us to say. For some of us, it's really hard to say, I love you. For some of us, it's really hard to say, I'm sorry. For some of us, it's really hard to say, I forgive you. I was wrong. Please give me another chance. There are some feelings that I have that are uncomfortable that I want to talk to you about. If Joseph's brothers would have had the ability to talk about the feelings that they had, the very, very strong and legitimate feelings that they had, then perhaps the course of Jewish history might have been altered for the better. And in us, in our relationships, if we could summon up the courage and the bravery to say the things that are hard for us to say, then perhaps we could alter the course of our relationships forever, and the history of our own lives and the history of our own families. If you think about people that are estranged from one another, brothers, siblings, cousins, you can usually trace it back to a moment where if one or both parties would have summoned up the courage to say something that is hard to say, it would have altered the course of their history forever and saved everybody from so much aggravation, so much heartache, so much pain and hatred and difficulty, and so much hostility and sarcasm and lashon hara, gossip. So perhaps we can use this Torah portion as a cautionary tale for what not to do. And really, there was no wrong party in this story. Joseph didn't do anything wrong, and the brothers' feelings were completely understandable as well. It was just a situation where things could not be resolved peaceably because lo yachlu dabro l'shalom. They did not have the ability to speak peaceably, but if they would have had the ability to speak peaceably, just imagine how different things could have been. Shabbat shalom.